If you're a seafood fan but the restaurant options in your area fail to rise to the occasion, don't worry. There are a number of chains shucking and cooking under the sea eats that are casting a wide net across the United States. And the good news is, they're on the rise. It's all about the shellfish at this casual East Coast-style oyster bar. The signature bivalve deserves your attention, and it's available 3 ways: raw on the half-shell, steamed, or char-grilled and topped with bacon, plus your choice of jalapeno cheddar or Parmesan garlic. Clams, mussels, lobster, and crab fans have plenty of options to choose from, but it's the shrimp, which are exclusively wild-caught from domestic waters, that should definitely be on your sonar. One of the more inventive items on the menu is a twist on shrimp and grits, which showcases grilled shrimp served atop grit cakes and topped with chorizo and smoked sausage gravy. Another outside-the-box shrimp dish recently became a viral sensation when Shuckin decided to fry them up in a batter prepared with cinnamon toast crunch, a cheeky nod to the infamous shrimp tails in the cereal box brouhaha. One more reason to dine here is the chain's focus on the environment via partnerships with sustainable fisheries. In this effort, the chain uses only farmed aquaculture oysters. There's also a noticeable absence of straws, bags, and bottles made from styrofoam or plastic. As a result, 10 Shuckin Shack locations have been certified ocean-friendly establishments. Shuckin Shacks started out scattered throughout the eastern seaboard between Maryland and Florida, but it wasn't long before they hatched plans to start moving west. Keep an eye out for an opening near you. Arthur Treacher's is without a doubt a fast food legend, frying up fish and chips with hush puppies and tartar sauce since 1969, although the recipe dates back to a full century before that. At its peak, there were more than 800 locations across the US. But with an increase in the price of cod and decrease in demand for England's most notable food export, times have been tough. In fact, the chain has dwindled down to one single link with just a single remaining standalone restaurant at the time of this video's release, located in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Fortunes, however, may begin to shift upstream again. Hot Dog King Nathan's Famous has stepped up to relaunch Arthur Treacher's in an updated way. First as a ghost kitchen concept, then as old-fashioned brick-and-mortar stores. While in the past, customers may have been disappointed with the inferior fish being served at Arthur Treacher's, plans are to upgrade the menu during the revamp, with proposed items like shrimp and bacon cheese fries. Certain markets can also expect a return to using quality cod, which is set to appear in a 4-ounce fried fish sandwich that has the potential to be a standout in a crowded field. If you are willing to shell out a few extra clams for a special occasion meal, head to Truluck's, where pristine seafood is served in fancy digs which will absolutely make you feel like you're living the good life. The specialty of the house is crab, particularly of the stone variety. That's not surprising since Truluck's employs its very own fleet of boats in Florida that haul in the giant clawed crustaceans. But if you want a taste of that sweet meat, be sure to make a reservation during stone crab season, between October 1st and May 15th, because you won't find any frozen claws here. Year-round, you can get your non-stone crab fix with a cool crab louie and meaty crab cake for appetizers, then go big with a prime king crab leg. And if someone in your party isn't in a seafood mood, not to worry. Prime steaks and even a couple of plant-based mains are also on the menu. Diners currently might have to head to one of their Texas, Florida, Illinois, California, or Washington, D.C. locations, so don't be surprised to see them expanding even more. America's recent obsession with seafood boils just won't quit, and recent edition crab du jour is doing its part to keep the trend bubbling. The main event here starts with choosing your favorite crustacean, available by the half-pound. Next, select your sauce: original Cajun, lemon pepper, garlic butter, or dry if you want to keep things simple. Pro tip: go with the du jour special, which brings together all 4 options to create liquid gold. Finally, choose your spice level. Then await the arrival of your extremely messy, finger-licking delicious package of seafood. And if seafood boils simply aren't your bag, not to worry. There are plenty of sandwich options and baskets of fried seafood. Just be sure to go Cajun for your side of fries. Wash it all down with a frosty beer or a handcrafted cocktail, particularly one of the signature martinis. Sound delicious? There's a good chance they're coming to an area near you, if they're not there already. Crab de Jour opened over 100 outposts between their 2019 launch in Raleigh, North Carolina and 2021. The plan was to have 200 locations by 2022, with 500 more to come by 2025. Captain D's is among our favorite seafood chains, and with over 50 years in the biz, that's to be expected. The menu at this southern-tinged fast food old-timer is expansive and even features lobster and crab. While there are multiple grilled options on the menu, including blackened tilapia and shrimp skewers, fried is the favored preparation here. We're particularly big fans of the giant fish sandwich, which, as advertised, contains a double dose of batter-dipped fillets and tartar sauce, not to mention a whole lot of sodium, nearly 2,000 milligrams per serving to be exact. While plenty of folks across the country are well acquainted with this seafood stalwart, it is currently open in only 23 states. That's going to be on the rise, though. Captain D's will be introduced to Utah in 2021. Like its numerous competitors, Island Fin Poke offers a number of build-your-bowl options. Raw fish, including sustainably sourced ahi tuna, spicy tuna, and salmon, is the go-to protein pick, but you can also opt for cooked octopus and shrimp. Land lubbers, you're covered here too. There's chicken, tofu, and even Spam. Toppings include seaweed salad, wasabi peas, and pineapple and mango salsa. And the wide variety of house-made gluten-free sauces come in two waves, marinating, then finishing. If choosing your own poke adventure seems overwhelming, you can opt for one of the pre-selected bowl options. Make sure to save room for dessert, and Disney fans especially will be delighted to find soft-serve pineapple Dole Whip on the menu. Island Fin Poke franchises are scattered across the country from coast to coast, with plans to extend its reach across 13 states with a multiple location push in West Florida. This Shark Tank sensation owes some of its success to the Barbara Corcoran boost. Since the prolific entrepreneur invested in Cousins on the show in 2012, the company has grown from a single successful truck into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. Yes, it's actually owned by a pair of cousins, and the secret to their success, beyond appearing on a wildly successful network reality series, is the ability to source real-deal, high-quality Maine lobster. Start with a bowl of lobster bisque, then snack on crispy tater tots, which are served alongside a 5-ounce lobster tail. Then it's on to the lobster roll with plenty of meat stuffed into a toasted buttery bun. There are two options, and both are stellar. The classic Maine roll features lobster served chilled and dressed in mayo. If you prefer your lobster cooked and dunked in drawn butter, the Connecticut roll is more your taste. There are taco and grilled cheese options too, but the roll should be your focus. Cousins has dozens of truck and brick-and-mortar franchises throughout the country, and the enterprise continues to grow. It's not an exaggeration to say that a meal here will open you up to a whole new world. It turns out that a food truck is exactly where you want to go for the best, freshest lobster rolls around.
Excuse me? The lobster special?
Did you just order lobster in a diner?
Eddie V's is the place to go for upscale seafood served with plenty of Lone Star swagger. That Texas two-step is front and center in the must-order Maine lobster tacos, which are prepared with house-made tortillas and a grilled sweet corn pico de gallo. The Texas redfish and the jumbo Gulf shrimp fit the bill too. The restaurant's Pan-Asian influence is found in apps such as the yellowtail sashimi and spicy crispy kung pao calamari, with wok fried vegetables and cashews. You also see it in impressive mains, like Hong Kong-style steamed Chilean sea bass. If it sounds like you can't go wrong, that's because you can't. With nearly 30 locations from sea to shining sea, Eddie V's appears destined to become the definitive name in fine seafood dining. Launched in California, this self-proclaimed modern seafood shack keeps spreading its fins across the country. Slapfish is one of the largest and fastest-growing seafood chains in America, and thanks to a partnership with franchise development company Franzmart, which has worked with big names like Five Guys, there's a good chance you'll find a location in your neck of the woods sometime soon. Standards on the menu include New England clam chowder, fish tacos, and shrimp cocktail. They do the trick, but keep an eye out for the more creative fare like chowder fries and the lobster grilled cheese. The chain even introduced a limited edition surf and turf sandwich collaboration with Nathan's Famous, which includes half a pound of ribeye steak with caramelized onions, American cheese, and a quarter pound of butter poached lobster in a bun. Sounds delicious? Absolutely. The aim of Maryland-based Hook and Reel is crustacean domination, and with 60 locations and counting, it's a goal that isn't that far-fetched. The chain is expanding fast, with fans that are hungry for Cajun-inspired eats. The seafood boil anchors the menu, and you know the drill. Pick your shellfish, which you can mix and match. Select the sauce and spice level, add some extras like potatoes, corn on the cob, or sausage. Then open the bag, dig in, and make sure to use plenty of wet naps. Beyond the boil, you'll also find baskets of fried seafood, calamari, oysters on the half shell, seafood spaghetti marinara, and a selection of po' boys, the classic Louisiana sandwich. Prices are reasonable and the vibe is festive, so it's no surprise Hook and Reel is such a sensation. The simplicity of the lobster roll means that the filling has to truly shine. In other words, there's no hiding inferior meat. With Mason's Famous, you know you're getting your money's worth, since the budding lobster roll specialist exclusively sources lobster from Maine. The main attraction on the limited menu are the mayo-y, classic, and buttery Connecticut lobster rolls. They're joined by a lobster BLT roll, a lobster salad roll, plus a less expensive shrimp roll. When a place does just a few things really well, there's just no reason for a massive menu. Mason's has gradually been making its way down the East Coast, and don't worry, if you're not on the eastern seaboard, there's still a good chance you'll see one within driving distance, even if you're west of the Mississippi. Ghost kitchens are scaring up plenty of business, and C3 is getting in on the action. While the company is behind multiple concepts, Krispy Rice may be the most promising venture. Inspired by popular Los Angeles-based sushi chain Katsuya, the menu features modern Japanese bites that can be ordered a la carte or as part of a combination box. The chain's namesake is prepared 4 ways, but the original spicy tuna version can't be topped. There is also a selection of standard nigiri sushi prepared with sustainable fish, cut maki rolls, and soy paper-wrapped hand rolls, along with a shocking selection of items that seem like they would be perfectly at home on the most high-class of sit-down sushi joints.
What's that?
Sushi.
Sushi?
Krispy Rice is testing the waters in select major cities, including Los Angeles, Seattle, New York, Miami, and San Francisco, and it's available to order via the familiar big-time delivery apps. From there, hopefully it'll be onward to the rest of the country. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about all your favorite restaurant chains are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.